Is this what you want? This fucking foliage? Is this what you want? Mr. Dips? Is this what you want? Me standing in front of EC3 buying designer coats? Is this what you want? Me sitting in some hipster hotel in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, fluffing pillows? Is this what you want? I don't believe this. This graffiti art, it's the hotels, avocado toast. All I want is a fucking Guinness. An ice cold Guinness. What the hell does that mean? Oh, this is what you wanted. This is your Monday Night Raw review right here on Off the Script. Folks, what do I complain about the most when we talk about Monday Night Raw? Is it the fact that the show is 3 hours long? Is it the fact that I can't get this right and I need to do this immediately? Logic, folks. Logic. I'm going to take another sip of water, man. Logic. Unbelievable. How about them fucking Braves, though, man? Hottest team in the league. Beat the Mets tonight, slaughtered the Phillies yesterday. It's a good week to be a Braves fan. That's neither here or there, though. You see, when I watch the Braves, I get the logic. When I watch Monday Night Raw, I do not get the logic. Folks, if you didn't know, there's a pay-per-view on Sunday called Stomping Grounds, where they're going to kick ass and take names. WWE kicks my ass every fucking week into boredom. They stomp me into the ground because of boredom every single week. It's amazing. This show could do something right for 30 minutes, and I'm looking at this show and I'm like, this is not that bad. And then after that, the show falls off a fucking cliff to a point where I want to jump off a fucking cliff out of sheer boredom. The whole premise of tonight's show was Seth Rollins stalking whoever Baron Corbin could possibly choose as a special guest referee for Stomping Grounds on Sunday. By the way, I'm not sure if you know there's a pay-per-view on Sunday, or if you do you even care? Anyway, that's neither here or there. Seth Rollins stalking everybody that Baron Corbin could possibly choose as a special guest referee. And I'm watching this over 3 hours, no matter if it's EC3, no matter if it's Eric Young, no matter if it's Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens or anybody else that was in the vicinity of a chair shot from Seth Rollins. I am to believe that because said individuals got hit with a steel chair in the back on Monday, that they're incapable of refereeing a match 6 days later on Sunday night. I don't know, folks. I don't know. I'm looking at this show after 3 hours, and I'm trying to calculate all of this, and I find nobody complaining about this on social media. I guarantee you, nobody even raises this in their reviews tonight or tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, I'm here, and all I ask every single week is for fucking logic. I guess that's too difficult to give us on a Monday night. Another thing that is too difficult to give us on a Monday night is a Monday Night Raw main event with actual meaning. Another thing that I want to complain about before we get into the review. Before I even get into the main event, what was the wild card rule again? What was it? 4? 4, right? Meanwhile, WWE had about 8 or 9 running on the show. And in that main event, they had about 6 or 7 running around at the same fucking time. A main event of Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan on Monday Night Raw that actually had zero meaning to the people in Los Angeles and to the people watching at home. They gave you a match that is a WrestleMania-worthy main event in the main event of Monday Night Raw just because. I guess they were feeling a little frisky in Hollywood on Monday Night Raw. Didn't have any meaning. Why? Why are you giving matches away like that are that good with no meaning? And B, why are you giving away a match that is very predictable? Like Seth Rollins is going to lose as the Universal Champion going into a major pay-per-view and a major title defense on Sunday at the pay-per-view. And why are you giving Daniel Bryan a loss when he's half of the SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions? These are questions that I don't expect an answer to. These are questions that WWE should really be asking themselves before they write this show, and then they just go ahead and blatantly give us this, and we come on here to say how stupid they are. This show was a complete waste of time outside of the first 30 minutes, which I really didn't mind. Pay-per-view on Sunday. WWE is rushing around to make sense of everything, but this is what you get when you want to build towards Super Showdown and you want to give the Saudis all your attention, and this is what you get when you book 2 pay-per-views in the same month, 2 weeks apart. Why are we struggling to sell tickets? Well, look at what you did in Jeddah. It's not that difficult to figure out why people don't realize there's a pay-per-view, because they figured that was the show for the month, and we're looking towards July for the next pay-per-view. But here we are, staring at you right on the calendar as fucking Stomping Ground. Ridiculous. This is your Monday Night Raw review. Happy to be back. My voice is back to normal, by the way. Happy to see that. Monday Night Raw review tonight. Make sure you guys follow me on social media. At JD from NY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram, clowns. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell for all notifications. I will be updating you on the percentage of how many of you have the bell turned on this week on Off the Script for episode 279. I mentioned this last week. YouTube is actually giving content creators the ability to see within the analytics of how many people have the bell turned on. I looked for the first time this past weekend, and I seen that only 21% of you had the bell turned on. I'm asking why. With as many logic holes on Raw and me asking why, I should not be asking you why you have the bell turned off. Why do you have the bell turned off, Goon? Turn it on and make sure you guys are being notified of everything that goes live on the channel. Patreon.com/JD from NY206 if you guys want to support the podcast via Patreon. It is completely optional. And to my goons over on Patreon, you guys are getting the audio version. What's going on? Love you all. See you guys on Tuesday for SmackDown Live. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. If you guys missed anything that I uploaded on the channel, I really didn't have any news this weekend for Off the Script, so I took Sunday off. And here I am, ready and revving to go, complaining away about WWE with a brand new week. But we talked about Bray Wyatt. There was news that he was going to be on Monday Night Raw. Clearly he wasn't. Thank God he wasn't. I gave you an inside glimpse as to what I would do creatively as to how to book Bray Wyatt. Also, on Friday's episode, Shane McMahon, possibly, endgame, being the WWE champion. Please, I would rather catch chlamydia and herpes than see Shane McMahon as the WWE champion. Awful. Absolutely awful. We go over that. That is on Friday and Saturday, respectively. Those videos will be linked in the top right corner. If you guys didn't have the bell turned on, you might not know that they were live. So if you missed them, they're there. Go and check them out. Podcast tonight is brought to you by the one and only, not Ricochet, but Audible. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Thank you guys so much for a great month of May. You guys kicked ass. audibletrial.com/offthescript. They are sponsoring Off the Script tonight here with Monday Night Raw. And they're giving you 30 days free of their service and one free audiobook of your choice. All you have to do is the following. Download the app on your iPhone or Android devices. Use our unique link. audibletrial.com/offthescript. You're going to go through the sign-up process. You will not be billed. And then, by the way, after that, you're going to get one free audiobook of your choice. You guys have over 200,000 choices to choose from, a lot of which are sports and wrestling related. Whatever you guys are in the mood to listen to, it is on Audible. Here's the best part. If you guys don't like Audible, if you guys just want to sign up just to support the podcast and then quickly cancel, you could do that. No questions asked. You guys can cancel anytime within the 30-day free trial. Day 1, Day 6, Day 19, Day 30. It doesn't matter. Anytime in that 30 days. And you get to keep your audiobook for free, man. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Thank you guys so much for being here for Monday Night Raw. Let's get into tonight's show, the go-home show before WWE Stomping Grounds, right here on Off the Script. Monday Night Raw opened up tonight, folks, with Elias. Good old Elias. I actually didn't mind the way Monday Night Raw opened up tonight. I know. Someone please check me for a fever. Someone check me for polio or pneumonia. I might be under the weather, man. Oh my God, I had my hat off for about a split second. There you go. I don't understand, man. Monday Night Raw, I said in the beginning, it opened up great. I wouldn't say great. It was decent. It was good enough to a point where I was invested. Opened up with meaning. Opened up with a fatal five-way. Had a decent opening segment with Elias, and it told the story of Rollins and what he wanted to do to everybody that Baron Corbin had enlisted as potential referees. So Elias is in the middle of the ring, and he's playing his guitar. Thoughts and prayers, by the way, go out to Dave Mustaine of Megadeth. Read this morning that he is battling throat cancer. So thoughts and prayers go out to him. I hope he is able to make a full recovery, and he will be back in the studio with Megadeth sooner rather than later. Elias spoke to his good friend Anthony Davis. He asked Davis why he would want to move to Los Angeles. He said, Elias, let's be real. I am a piece of garbage, and I need to surround myself with other pieces of garbage. And the only way to do that is to move to a city where the people are more toxic than the air. You could probably say that about WWE. If you want to be treated like a piece of garbage, just ask EC3. If you want to be treated like a piece of garbage in professional wrestling, join WWE, where the creative team will take great care of you. But you'll get Titus Catering on the side. Rotating menu, by the way, 7 days a week. Elias says he would rather be anywhere but LA, but he was invited here by Baron Corbin. Took off his jacket, revealed a referee shirt. He said Corbin picked him to be the special guest referee at Stomping Grounds. From behind comes Seth Rollins, hits Elias from behind with a steel chair. Seth took the microphone and said after everything he's been through with Brock Lesnar, he is done playing games. I'm glad he picks the go-home show before a dead pay-per-view to stop playing games. He says he gets Corbin, and he gets that Corbin needs to find himself a referee by Sunday, but this is their first warning if they side with Corbin. If whoever is promising that they will do Baron Corbin a favor, a chair awaits them on the other side. So, I'm going to minus Elias from this situation. He actually got beat up by everybody that was in this fatal five-way. Everybody gave him their finishing move. Or everybody in this fatal five-way gave him their finishing move. But everybody else, you got no excuse. Steel chair, steel chair, steel chair. You mean to tell me that WWE scripted everybody to take steel chairs to the back, and now they are incapable of refereeing a match on Sunday night, 6 days later? Doesn't really make much sense, man. If you want to make it believable, Seth Rollins is going to have to do a much better job at these beatdowns than he did tonight on Monday Night Raw. It's a logic gap that should be discussed. So, Miz came out, skull-crushing finale to Elias. Bobby Lashley came out, and he gave Elias a spear. Cesaro came out, looked at Elias, gave Elias the Cesaro swing. Ricochet came out next, and he gave him a double knee right to the face, or code breaker. Braun Strowman came out, gave Elias a running power slam. This is Elias, folks. Elias is a loser. But Elias, I guarantee you, Elias is one of those men who is in WWE simply because he is complacent with what he does and he's making a damn good paycheck at the end of the week. Simple as that. If anybody would be okay with the position of Elias, if you're a fan or if you're Elias himself, you clearly, you're directionless. You don't give a shit. I don't know who would be happy with his direction. Someone who had so much promise, completely buried by WWE management. It's not even funny anymore. It really isn't. I look at it, I shrug my shoulders, and I just wait for the next segment. I don't even give a shit. I just hate seeing top talent and people who have a ton of potential wasted in Elias. But I've been preaching to the choir for the last 2 years about Elias. I don't really understand why I continue to do it. It's just the same old rinse and repeat with WWE. So we went from that to the United States Championship #1 contender match, contested in a fatal 5-way, elimination. And it was an elimination match. Not like that other elimination match we seen a couple of weeks ago where Bobby Lashley and Baron Corbin disappeared into the fucking crowd, leaving Baron Corbin and The Miz to fight over the #1 contendership for the Universal Championship. So here we are in an actual elimination match, and this one wasn't that bad. The only thing I have to say about this that I did not like was the fact that Cesaro was eliminated very quickly. I did not like this at all. I did not like that whatsoever. Because he had a great back and forth with Braun Strowman to a point where he legitimately picked up Braun Strowman in a burning hammer position and slammed him to the mat. Not in a burning hammer, but it was a modified face slam or a suplex. I don't remember what it was, but he legitimately lifted Baron Corbin on his shoulders. Cesaro doesn't deserve a fucking push? How? I don't understand it. The man does shit like that, he is going to get over. The man continues to do shit like that, the fans are going to respect him. He continues to do shit like that, it's going to be inevitable that the fans want to see him in a bigger spot or in a bigger setting than he is right now. You can't continue to just take Cesaro and kind of waste him. I thought that was a great back and forth with Braun Strowman, to a point where if it ever came down to it, and Cesaro and Braun Strowman were battling it out for the United States Championship, I would be okay with that. Because that's how damn good Cesaro is. Cesaro got eliminated. He went for a neutralizer on Braun. Ricochet landed the 630. Lashley and Cesaro then held Braun down. Ricochet eliminated Braun Strowman. Because Braun Strowman had eliminated both Cesaro and Bobby Lashley. He eliminated Bobby Lashley with a power slam. And he had 2 eliminations already. And it looked like Braun Strowman was actually going to go on his way to win this match and fight Samoa Joe at the pay-per-view. But after the fall, Cesaro and Lashley did not leave the ringside area. They came back in the ring to pretty much help Ricochet eliminate Braun Strowman in a 3-on-1. So Braun Strowman got the neutralizer, Braun Strowman got a spear, and then Braun Strowman got the 630 from Cesaro, Ricochet, and Bobby Lashley, respectively. So there you go. Eliminated Braun Strowman. I didn't mind that at all. I thought that was actually a decent way to get Braun Strowman out of the match. It keeps him looking strong. And he was toppled 3-on-1. Not like the last elimination match that we seen, where him and Bobby Lashley disappeared into the fucking crowd and eliminated each other. How are you going to eliminate yourself by disappearing into the crowd when there's no rules in a fatal 4-way? They clearly didn't get counted out. It was a mistake that WWE made and tried to cover up live on television. We didn't want to beat Braun Strowman, so we're just going to book this illogical garbage and have them eliminate each other. At least he was eliminated here in a semi-decent and logical way. It was a 3-on-1 advantage. There you go. Samoa Joe sitting at ringside. It was down to Ricochet and The Miz. Ricochet wins here, and he wins it with the 630. This one went 15 minutes. Ricochet is getting himself a United States Championship match at Stomping Grounds against Samoa Joe. The back and forth with The Miz didn't really do anything with me. I find The Miz as a babyface to be terribly boring. And as soon as Braun Strowman got eliminated, he was my pick to win this entire thing because I thought WWE was going to go with Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman to kind of play off the fact that they were in each other's faces right after the shakeup. That's what I thought they were going with. They clearly didn't do that, and they're going with Ricochet, which presents itself as a fresh matchup, and one of the matchups that I can honestly say that I'm looking forward to on Sunday night. Now, what do we get with Ricochet? We get a fresh matchup. We get a possible great match for the United States Championship, a spotlight match for the United States Championship. It was rather predictable when Braun Strowman got eliminated, so I didn't really like that part about it. But what we get here is the possibility of the United States Championship being in a spotlight where it hasn't been all year, even with Joe and even with Mysterio. This is a second or third chance for the WWE to correct the United States Championship situation on Monday Night Raw. They got a lot of great mid-carders. This is the opportunity to make that division and that mid-card a thriving one. And you're starting on Sunday with Ricochet and Samoa Joe. I don't know what WWE is going to do here. I do know that Ricochet cannot lose in this match, whether he wins by DQ or a count out or an interference, or he wins the title on Sunday. He has to win by a DQ of some sort. Samoa Joe, I'm thinking, is going to hold the title till Extreme Rules in July. He just was given the United States Championship back from Rey Mysterio. I don't know what the point would have been to give him the title to only lose it at Stomping Grounds. If that was the case, you shouldn't have given him the title, and you should have kept it vacant up until Sunday night. But I think Ricochet is not going to win the title on Sunday night, and I think Ricochet would do it in July. I think it would be a better situation if he does do it in July in Philadelphia at Extreme Rules, and Ricochet is the United States Champion going on into SummerSlam. Now, I pitched this on off the script. You got to start thinking long-term about SummerSlam. SummerSlam is in a month that has a big wrestling month. It's a big wrestling month in August. You got the G1, you got TakeOver, you got TakeOver UK, and you got All In. WWE does not, or at least I hope so, WWE does not want SummerSlam to be the worst of all the shows happening in August. How do you start booking for SummerSlam? One of my marquee matches that I talked about. If he's healthy, if he's ready to go, if his shoulder is back to being 100%. I know he's injury prone, but you're not going to have Rey Mysterio forever. And this is one of the marquee matches you got to do. Ricochet and Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. A revolving door of challengers throughout the year. You got Braun Strowman, you got Bobby Lashley, you got Cesaro. You'll have Joe. You keep Joe looking strong throughout all of this. You give us Ricochet and Rey Mysterio at SummerSlam. That is a marquee match that needs to be made. A marquee match that could ultimately steal the show. A marquee match that could be one of the best matches of the year for the WWE's main roster. So I'm happy Ricochet won here. Now it's WWE's turn to make sense of why he won and lead him to the United States Championship for the right situation. I hope so. We'll see what happens with Ricochet. Finally, he's getting some sort of success on Monday nights. Becky Lynch made her entrance. She came down holding up the Raw Women's Championship. Becky called Lacey Evans out. She said week after week, she has to look at Lacey's dopey head drone go on and on about what you deserve. She said she will give her exactly what she deserves next time she's within striking distance. She said Lacey likes to curry favors backstage. She said she liked to do a favor for the LA fans and kick her ass all over the city. Lacey comes out. Lacey said Becky doesn't understand her. Becky mocked her for talking slowly. Lacey said she's classy. Deep down under her flawless image is a tough-as-nails woman who has been through things even the man could not even comprehend. Lacey said this town should make a movie about her because her life is quite the story. She said she's not just a lady, and unlike Becky, she's actually a U.S. Marine. Finally, we got that part of the Lacey Evans saga out there to the general public. It took you about fucking 7 months, But we finally got to Lacey Evans being a U.S. Marine. Now, if you did that early on, I might actually give a shit about Lacey Evans, but the fact that you took so long, I just don't give a shit anymore. She said, "This is what the women's division deserves. A woman with dignity and grace." No, Lacey, what the women's division deserves is a solid feud to make me fucking care about a championship match on Sunday, not you getting a title shot by not winning a single match coming out of Money in the Bank. That's what we deserve. What we deserve is a fucking women's division in which Ronda Rousey left it. Not in its current state right now, with you, potentially as its women's champion. Becky asks why she sucker punches everyone at every turn. She said she respects who she was, but it's who she currently is that bothers her. She said she's a piece of trash. Lacey said WWE needs a proper, classy, ladyish champion, not some nasty like you. I never liked the term nasty when Lacey Evans used it. What are you describing, actually? Are you describing the night that you had with a random creative team member, and that's the reason why you're in the position that you're in? It was a nasty evening? In more ways than one? What are you describing here? Trash like you. Becky is unbeatable, she says. She says she's already made Becky lose one of her precious titles. Becky attacked Lacey then with a Bexploder. Lacey was trying to enter the ring. She took forever to get into the ring. Becky said, "Fuck this shit," and gave her a Bexploder. Lacey said that she had it coming, and that was it. Or she said to Lacey that she had it coming, and that was it. I could not give a single shit about this feud. I don't understand why this is even happening. You do realize that this match means nothing on Sunday. You do understand that Lacey Evans getting a title shot is ridiculous. You do understand that this feud is all but dead. This is WWE's pet project, folks. You see it. And the only reason why this match is happening is because there is an agenda on WWE television, and the agenda is named Lacey Evans. That's it. That is it. I don't give a single shit about anything that these two women are doing. Charlie Caruso interviewed Baron Corbin about facing Seth Rollins at Stomping Grounds. She said, as a result of the attack earlier, Elias is no longer interested in being his referee. Corbin said, "What happened, happened." He said many choices are still available, and he'll reveal that later on the special Kevin and Sami show. So we bring Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to Monday Night Raw to do talk shows instead of actually wrestle on Monday night. Great. Seth then came out of nowhere and bashed Baron Corbin in the back, in the arm, with a steel chair. Awesome. Awesome. Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan walk out. They're there on Monday night as the wild cards for this piece of shit show. Bryan says he understands why the McMahon family needed to bring him here to Raw as the wild card tonight. And he said, because this place sucks. He says he means both Raw and the entire city of Los Angeles. It's amazing how they hide everything in truth on these shows. It's like WWE's booking this show intentionally, and then they have Daniel Bryan going out there pretty much explaining to everybody what the show really is. Garbage. Unreal. It's like the WWE knows, and then they mock you in plain sight with Daniel Bryan saying that the reason why I'm here is because this show on its own fucking sucks. Awesome. He said they all know LA is a smog capital of America, but it's also filled with ignorant and impotent people. I love Daniel Bryan. He says they are there to lift them out of the smog and educate them and excite them. He said tonight he will excite them by destroying Seth Rollins. He says that will prove one half of SmackDown's Tag Team Champions is better than the entire roster on Monday Night Raw, and that will show all of Raw's tag teams why they are the greatest tag team in WWE history. He then tells the masses to be prepared and get excited. And then, folks, a miracle. You watched a miracle happen on Monday Night Raw tonight. The War Raiders are alive. They are alive. They are still employed. Hanson and Rowe are on the main roster as of right now. Unbelievable. I think I shed a tear. I honestly shed a tear. I legitimately was about to call the FBI and send them out to search for both Hanson and Rowe. Awesome. They're back. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with the mass fucking wrestling community complaining about where the fucking War Raiders are, but they're on TV. That's all we can ask. That's all we can ask. The War Raiders, because I refuse to call them by their slave names on Raw. The War Raiders versus Russ and Randy Taylor. War Raiders win in under 1 minute. They went for the Viking experience, or better known as Thor's Hammer, for the win. I didn't mind this. I did mind it, but then again, I didn't mind it. I did mind it because it's like you're hitting the reset button on them. Didn't they beat a few notable tag teams in the division already, and then you're giving them Russ and Randy Taylor? Like, you don't know what the fuck these guys are capable of. So it's like WWE realized that, oh, we have these guys that we called up from NXT, the Viking guys. So let's put them in the ring, and we'll get them started again. Until the next fucking couple of weeks goes by, and then Vince McMahon says, fuck these guys, and we got to start all over again, and they're missing for about another 7 weeks. But I did like this because you get to see their athleticism. They did a lot in this 1 minute. They did Thor's Hammer. They did the springboard. You know, Hanson did the springboard off the second rope with the clothesline. And you seen Rowe just super kneeing everybody. Great. It's exactly what I like to see in these fucking squash matches, man. You get to see their personality. You get to see how dominant they are. You get to see their movesets. It's exactly what we got here. I don't know why the fuck they're in the ring with these two guys when they were in the ring with Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, who at the time were tag team champions. But what the fuck do I know, man? Hopefully this is the beginning of something to come for the War Raiders. And if not, just move them back down to NXT, because we all know that tag team wrestling on the main roster is completely garbage. But I did get a little smile on my face when the War Raiders came out and walked right by and stared at Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, man. You put those 4 guys in the ring, you put those 2 teams in the ring, you let them go. That is something I would pay my money to see. That is something that I would sit down and invest my time in. Give me a reason to care, and you got something great on your hands. And again, I don't know why these tag team divisions aren't merged. I really don't understand it. They did mention that the Viking Raiders, the War Raiders, could show up on SmackDown Live. So when are we going to see them? We haven't seen them do that yet. Hopefully, like I said, this is the beginning of a brand new start for the War Raiders on WWE main roster television. Up next, we had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn coming out to the ring. They made their way out there for the Sami and Kevin show. But before we get to them, we had Heath Slater. Yes, Heath Slater has a segment on Monday Night Raw. He knocked on Shane McMahon's door. He walks into Shane's little shindig. Now, Shane had a little private closed-door party with the Revival and Drew McIntyre. Titus had a very, very, very special menu for Shane McMahon tonight. It looked like he had some fine deli meats, some nice green and red peppers. I don't know, it looked like he had some salmon. So it looked great. I don't know exactly what it was, but it looked good. It looked good. Titus really amped up his game, stepped up his game for Shane McMahon tonight, because he's the best in the world. So Heath Slater knocks on Shane's door. Drew stared at him. Little friendly stare down there as they were both in 3MB. Slater talked about his kids and how expensive things are getting as they get older. He asked for a raise. He asked Shane McMahon for a raise. The Revival snickering and laughing in the background. Shane said it takes a lot of balls to come in here and request something like that. I have kids too, but the answer is no. He said he walked in like a man, so I'm going to let you walk out like a man. It's a closed party, so please excuse me. So Slater turned and left. Drew then looked at Shane, and then Drew walked out of the little party. Now, Heath Slater was on the phone. Sounded like he was talking to his wife, and he was letting her know that he didn't get the raise. Drew McIntyre's out there, and he walked up to Slater. Drew says, "It kills me to see you like this, so I want to do something for you." And he pulls out a bunch of cash. And he was going to, I guess, compensate Heath Slater because he felt bad for him. So McIntyre pulled out a wad of cash. Slater tried to stop him. Drew dropped the money. Slater then went to go pick it up. And as Slater went to go pick it up, Drew then kicked him and bashed his head into the production crates over and over and over and over again. And I laughed hysterically. I thought this was hilarious. The Revival then are out there. They're pulling Drew off of Heath Slater. Scott Dawson is laughing. They're all picking up the money as they scurry on back into the little room with Shane McMahon for their closed-door private party. I was laughing my ass off at this. I don't know why the fuck I found this so funny, but as Drew McIntyre dropped the money and Heath Slater went to go pick it up, Drew McIntyre blasted Heath Slater into the production crates, and I just started fucking laughing. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I thought this was a great segment. It made me laugh, and that's about it. Poor Heath Slater, man. That goes to show you, it might have had some inside meaning. This is exactly what WWE thinks of their talent. Can I have a raise? The answer is no. You walked in here like a man, but the answer is no. Now, will you please excuse me? I got other things to take care of. So, he asked, and he got beat up for it. There you go. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn sat in the middle of the ring. Kevin Owens welcomed everybody to the return of the Sami and Kevin show. What is it with these talk shows, man? Seriously. Does everybody have a fucking talk show? Kevin Owens show, the Kevin and Sami show, A Moment of Bliss, Miz TV. Everybody has their own fucking talk show. These talk shows are WWE's out because they don't know how to creatively book to get feuds started or to build feuds. They go to these fucking... These talk shows are nothing but fucking easy outs for WWE. They're crutches as far as WWE creative and management go. Because they don't know any better. This was no different. So Owens introduced Corbin with his list of accolades. They threw a clip from Super Showdown on the Titantron of Seth attacking Lesnar with a chair, then attacking Sami with a chair last week. Sami told Corbin that this is a safe place for him right here on this show, which is more than he could say about WWE in general after what happened with Elias this week and Sami last week. Sami withdrew his eligibility for being a referee right in front of Baron Corbin. Owens says, in showing of solidarity with his friend Sami, I am also withdrawing my considerations from being a special guest referee. So, one and the same there. Two peas in a pod are Sami and Kevin Owens. Sami then asks Corbin to reveal who the referee will be. So Corbin says, I have someone who was born to count 1, 2, 3. And he introduced EC3. Aha, I see what you did there, WWE. I have someone who was born to count 1, 2, 3. EC3. How fucking plebeian. EC3 is going to be counting 1, 2, fucking 3 when his contract's up and saying goodbye to WWE when that time comes, which is hopefully very soon. Out comes EC3 in a referee shirt. Renee said EC3 has been looking for an opportunity, but what about Seth's warnings? Clearly, EC3 had no idea of Seth's warnings because Seth attacked EC3 from behind with a chair. So there you go. Absolutely blasted in the back with the steel chair was EC3. Corbin said Seth just took away another opportunity from an up-and-coming superstar. No, that was Vince McMahon who took EC3's opportunity away. It was not Seth Rollins, Mr. Corbin. Said it's apparently back to the drawing board. Suddenly, Big E's music played, and out comes the New Day, which I lost count at this point. I don't know how many wild cards WWE had at this point. And yes, the New Day count as 3. You fucking clowns. The New Day do not count as 1. I'm not WWE. I'm a man of fucking smarts and logic. Xavier Woods, Big E, and Kofi Kingston are separate superstars. Especially Kofi being the WWE champion. Talk about wild cards, says Cole. How many is that now, Cole? Are you going to remind us? Anyway, Big E comes out and drapes his vest over EC3 as if he's fucking dead. Had a crime scene and the fucking white cloth is going over the fucking body. It's exactly what they did to his fucking career in WWE. Dead. So EC3 is buried outside, literally. Mockery, right in plain sight, folks. So, they're mourning EC3's death. His death came long before this night, but Sammy said New Day were not invited guests, and they're not even wild cards officially. So he says, politely asking them to leave the building. Please leave the building. Kofi says he's the champion, so he goes where he wants, when he wants, because he's the WWE champion. I guess there's no loophole there. Nobody fucking filled me in on that. And wherever he goes, his boys go. So Kevin Owens said, if Dolph Ziggler doesn't take the title from him on Sunday, it will be me when I get my next chance at it. Kofi said, well, did you beat me at Money in the Bank? And Kofi said Ziggler is right where I want him, inside a steel cage. So no more running away and no more sneak attacks. Corbin said if Sammy and KO don't want to be referees, that's fine. But he suggested they all have a 6-man tag team match. So Xavier said the sounds of that are the sounds of a challenge. And they'd need a referee to sanction this match. They looked down and they noticed that they had a referee right there in front of them in EC3. Who, by the way, was still face down from the chair shot from Seth Rollins. They lifted EC3 up and they played EC3 like a fucking puppet. They used EC3 as a fucking mannequin, lifted a microphone up to his mouth, and sanctioned the match with EC3's mouth moving like a puppet with the microphone on his lips and Kofi Kingston acting as if he was speaking for EC3. Awful. Poor EC3, man. I don't know what the fuck he did. I don't know what WWE is doing. But man, can you say buried? I don't like using that term, but this is the epitome of a burial. The wild card rule, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I lost count at this point. I really did. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens is SmackDown, I believe, right? I do believe so. Kevin Owens, we have... Who else is in that match? Where Kevin Owens, the New Day, that's 4 right there. That is 4 right there. On top of Bryan and Rowan, who count as 6. Who came out already. Folks, if WWE doesn't care, why the fuck am I going to care? It's unreal. It's unreal. I wish that they would just get rid of it all and give me the fucking brand split. Either you go all the way with it or you just end it completely. Because this is fucking ridiculous. This is actually mocking and treating your fans like a bunch of idiots. And the people sitting there don't even realize what is happening. The shows feel too chaotic. So we got a 6-man fucking tag. By the way, which I don't think you realized. Maybe you did. I don't even know if you did or not because I don't even know who the fuck's watching these shows on a weekly basis. This 6-man tag with the New Day, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Baron Corbin was last week's SmackDown Live main event, just minus Dolph Ziggler. So here we are on Monday Night Raw booking the same shit that we seen last week on SmackDown Live. Great job there, WWE. Do you actually have people doing their fucking jobs? Or are you going into the trash bin and picking out last week's script and just scribbling out what you want changed? AJ Styles is backstage, chatting with a doctor. In comes Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. They're dressed as doctors. They had surgical gloves. Styles says he's been thinking about them, and it's been 3 years ago since you guys made their debut, or your debut rather. They did make their debut 3 years ago, right here in the Staples Center in LA, by jumping the guardrail and attacking the Usos. What a missed opportunity that was, huh? Fucking ridiculous. 3 years ago, they had these guys in the palm of their hands to do anything with and have great storylines with. WWE completely wasted them, and this is the epitome of taking somebody and keeping them just for the sake that nobody else gets them. For 3 years, these guys were wasted. Awful. They jumped the guardrail, attacked the Usos. Styles says they dominated Japan together. They had classic matches, which I don't know if AJ is talking about here or in Japan. He mentioned the Bar, the New Day, the Hardys, and the Usos. I don't remember the club having any classic matches in 3 years in WWE. I don't know. Maybe AJ Styles was drugged by the fucking doctor before the segment, because I don't remember any classic matches. He said they made a lot of money, and they got comfortable. This is a little too real, folks. This is a little too real. Or is it real? Or is it WWE just, again, taking talent for the sake of keeping them away from other promotions? I don't think the club got comfortable. I think they got comfortable because they were forced to get comfortable. Because WWE didn't want to use them. WWE didn't want to creatively write for two guys as talented as Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. So I don't really believe when AJ Styles says they got comfortable. They made a lot of money, and WWE forced the club, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, to get comfortable. You know for a fact that those guys want to be at the top of the fucking food chain, and WWE just didn't want them to be there. Sad. Anderson and Gallows listed various toys that they bought for themselves: iPads, speedboats, houses, cars. You know, the typical WWE rhetoric. Oh, I'm making all this types of money. Blah, 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 blah. Styles says, this isn't funny. This isn't funny. When was the last time that you guys won a match? When was the last time you guys were even on Raw? I can't tell. Could you? He's got a point. AJ Styles says he misses the old Gallows and Anderson. And they got serious and said that they will show him how serious they can be when they beat the so-called best tag team on the planet in the Usos. Now, if WWE was smart, this would be the beginning stages of getting Gallows, Anderson, and Styles back together. AJ Styles is in not really anything important right now. Neither are Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. You could use this and use this as a restart. Too little, too late, because these guys are gone by October. They'll be on TNT with AEW. Who? Oh, the t-shirt company. Yeah, they'll be over there selling fucking t-shirts. They'll be with AEW. This is too little, too late, folks. But I am interested to see where this goes. I don't know why WWE didn't do this a year or two ago. I don't know why WWE botched their debut 3 years ago. I don't know. Easy fucking writing. You had simple, easy, creative writing right in front of you, and you failed to capitalize on it. Will this be used as a rehabilitation for the club, pairing them with AJ Styles? Or will it be something that WWE is doing just for the sake of it? They did get a lot of people that have been missing in action on this show tonight. For what reason? I don't know. I honestly think it was just something that WWE did for this particular Monday Night Raw. I do not think this is going anywhere. I don't know what the fuck it could lead to, but I certainly hope that for the remainder of the summer, we got something with these three guys on WWE television. Because I honestly think that Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows deserve it. So we'll see. You got my attention. Let's see if you do anything with it. The New Day. The New Day versus Baron Corbin, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. For some reason, this was made into a 2 out of 3 falls match. I don't know why. The only thing I could possibly conceive is WWE needed to fill an extra segment. So they said, you know what? You guys are over with the crowd. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are good at their job. Let's make it 2 out of 3 falls. Let's stretch this to the state of boredom. I certainly didn't give a shit about this. This went 12 minutes, and we seen this on Tuesday night. Who the fuck cares? Seriously. Another 6-man tag, and then you're dragging this out to be a 2 out of 3 falls match? For what? Of what importance is it to make this match a 2 out of 3 falls? Unreal. New Day wins. Corbin shoved KO. Apparently they got into a back and forth. Corbin mistakenly clotheslined Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens got in Corbin's face. Then shoved Corbin. Corbin shoved him back. KO super kicked Corbin. Him and Sami left. Kofi then hit Trouble in Paradise for the win. The kick didn't land anywhere near Corbin's face, but he got the pin anyway. 1, 2, 3. Unimportant tag team garbage. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Your new favorite tag team, people. Your new favorite tag team. The tag team that really isn't a team, but is a tag team anyway and getting a title shot on Monday Night Raw. Alexa Bliss gave Nikki Cross a gift. It was a mug. Inside the mug was a scroll. I thought it was the whereabouts of Kairi Sane and Asuka because the fucking scroll looked very similar to what pirates used to hunt buried treasure. Maybe it was Kairi Sane sending out an SOS. I don't fucking know. Nikki was very excited to see this scroll. She reads the message and says that she's getting a tag team title shot tonight with Alexa Bliss and that she's invited to team with her against the Moronics, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Nikki said this is her first title match in WWE. She then asked how Alexa managed to swing that. It's because Alexa Bliss was swinging from something that I can't really utter here, but use your imagination. Anyway, I thought this was about Asuka and Kairi Sane. Where the fuck are they? Did they get captured by a band of pirates and banished to a fucking deserted island somewhere? Did Captain Hook have his rum stolen by Kairi Sane? I don't know. Did they walk the plank for their fucking sins? Were they fed to the sharks? They must have been, because I can't fucking find them. Nobody knows where they are. Or maybe the great Kabuki fucking misted them in the face and made them disappear for stealing his gimmick. I don't know. Anyway, Bliss said she knew she was upset she didn't get the match after beating Peyton Royce, but she worked her magic. Yeah, I'm sure she did. Alexa Bliss worked her magic. Yeah, she was bouncing up and down on a fucking wand, if you know what I mean. She said after she beats Bayley, WWE will finally have a champion who knows how to treat fans. Really. She will be the champion that knows how to treat fans. Having Alexa Bliss as a women's champion or a champion altogether is not really showing your appreciation or love for the fans, Miss Bliss, or WWE in this matter. Nikki asked what she meant, but Bliss told her not to worry about it. She said she's going to do everything she can to help her out and get her a championship. Nikki got excited. Bliss told her, try to decaf yourself next time. I don't really drink decaf. Maybe I should. Because regular fucking coffee, regular caffeine does nothing for me. It's like I'm immune. Might as well just drink decaf, man, because it's one and the same anyway. I just love the taste of coffee. It doesn't even fucking help me. Anyway. Paul Heyman's in the ring. Paul Heyman's in the ring. He was introduced by Mike Rome. Why he's here, I don't know. Heyman introduced himself anyway. He said you have to be some kind of dumbass to accept the job as Corbin's special guest referee. Because as soon as you accept, you'll get beaten down by Seth and a chair. He says he's not a candidate. He said this morning he thought about what Seth and the Lakers have in common. Because this is typical WWE 101. You're in the city. Let's make fun of their beloved sports team for that city. That's all they do. No matter what city you're in. You're in New York, you make fun of the fucking Yankees. You're in Boston, you make fun of the Red Sox. You're in LA, you make fun of the fucking Lakers. It's typical writing by WWE Creative. They both traded away their balls. Heyman said LeBron James will have his playmates when he disappoints the entire city of LA. He said Seth traded away his balls for a steel chair because, and I thought he was going to definitely mention Becky Lynch here, but he did not. He traded away his steel chair, or his balls for a steel chair, because that's the only way he's man enough to fight his client, Brock Lesnar. Heyman knows his client knows how to swing a chair pretty well himself. Says he knows Seth is not here, or Seth is here tonight, and perhaps so is Lesnar. Then again, maybe he's not here. Maybe Sunday. Maybe next Monday. I don't know. But you don't know when he's going to show up. Most importantly, guess who doesn't know? The soon-to-be former reigning, defending, undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins. And that is it. That's it. That's all Paul Heyman came out there to say. Now, if Brock Lesnar was not in the building and Brock Lesnar was not going to cash in, there was no reason for Paul Heyman to be there to only utter exactly the same things that we already know about the Money in the Bank briefcase. Cash it in whenever you want, and it's going to be a surprise. So this is what Paul Heyman was out there, again, to reiterate. Or was he out there because he needed to be in front of the audience to give the audience a heads up as to who the special guest referee is going to be on Sunday night? My pick is Brock Lesnar. WWE is so desperate to sell fucking tickets for their show that Brock Lesnar, in my eyes, is going to be the special guest referee. They're going to pay him whatever the fuck he wants to show up for this worthless show. And Brock Lesnar is going to be the special guest referee. And who knows? We might get a cash-in on top of that to make believe that this show was somewhat important, when in actuality, it was not. That's my take on that. No reason why Paul Heyman was here on Monday Night Raw outside of that reason. Otherwise, why the fuck was he here? To utter the same shit we know about the Money in the Bank? Come on. Ridiculous. Corbin, backstage, told Eric Young, yes, Eric Young is in a segment on Monday Night Raw, believe it or not. Holy shit, he actually spoke, too. Corbin told Eric Young he knows things haven't gone well for the other guys, but if he becomes the referee, it could strap a rocket to his career. Young said he'd think about it. Young then saw Seth and said, it doesn't look like I'm going to put on the stripes, and I'm going to turn it down. So Eric Young made the right decision. Told Seth Rollins, listen, I'm not going to do it. I don't want any part of it. I told him no. Goodbye. Seth said they go back a long way, and he knows he'd never do anything to compromise their friendship. Young looked relieved, and then he walked away, and then Rollins ended up blasting him with a steel chair anyway. So there you go. Moving on, folks, before we finish this Monday Night Raw review, make sure you guys check out Harry's. Just a quick plug here, harrys.com/script for your free trial. harrys.com/script. They've been partnering with the show for about 2 years now, man. You're going to get a razor handle. Choice of color is yours. The navy blue, the orange, and the evergreen. Again, choice of color is yours. 3 to choose from. You're going to get a razor blade. You're going to get a generous 2-ounce bottle of their shave gel. It soothes, it hydrates, it smells fantastic. And you guys are going to get a travel case as well. All for just signing up. harrys.com/script. Finishing up the Raw review, man, we went from Paul Heyman to the Usos versus the Club. This lasted 3 minutes. How am I supposed to care about the so-called greatest tag team on the planet in the Usos and a team in Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows who are trying to rehabilitate themselves and get their career going at the tail end of their fucking contracts in 3 minutes? I don't really understand this. But hopefully this loss tonight by the Club moves them along in this storyline with AJ Styles. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen here, but hopefully AJ Styles is there to mold them back into winners in WWE. Double super kicks. They went for a magic killer, did the Club. Jimmy broke it up. Usos then did the stereo super kicks, which appears to be their new finisher now moving forward. I guess that is replacing the double splash, the double Uso splash. Whatever the case may be, double super kicks. At the end, they showed a frustrated AJ Styles watching in the locker room. Roman Reigns made his entrance. I changed the channel and I put on Family Guy, as you guys seen on my social media page, on my Twitter page. I don't give a shit about Roman Reigns, and I don't give a shit about him and Shane McMahon. Because when Roman is there, that means he's going to be involved with Shane. When Shane is there, that means Drew's going to be there. And that's just a recipe for disaster. Reigns made his entrance. I obviously had to go back and watch this fucking garbage. But while it was live, I just turned on Family Guy. Didn't give a fuck. Reigns is out there. He paced around the ring briefly. Asked, "What's going on, LA? Not much, Roman. We don't want to see you, but thanks for asking." Said Super Showdown wasn't a good week for him. He says he's ready to entertain them by whooping someone's ass tonight. He says he's going to give Shane the chance to do something on his own for the first time in his life and prove he's a man. Then on the big screen, Shane showed up, and he did his old fucking, "Mike Rome, please give me the introduction that I deserve, please." Mike Rome failed at it. He's not better than Greg Hamilton. Mike Rome struggled with Shane McMahon's entrance. Shane told Reigns he shouldn't be ashamed of losing to the best in the world. Dash says it was 150 degrees in Saudi Arabia. It was hot. Then he called himself Mr. Fahrenheit. Unreal. I don't know who the fuck writes this shit. That was so cheesy. Shane said Reigns should be focused on his opponent this Sunday, Drew. Drew sat and says that he's going to tear Roman limb from limb, and he's going to do it for Shane. Said nothing can stop him at Stomping Grounds. If I had to kick his ass and physically assault him until it becomes very uncomfortable. What is very uncomfortable is the fact that Shane McMahon's on fucking television every single week, Monday and Tuesday night. Says he might consider pinning him, but that won't be the end. He says he'll physically disfigure him. I want you to go home to your children, and I want them to scream at the mere sight of their beloved father. Reigns then no-sold this promo and went into the crowd and went to go hunt all 4 of these goons. Reigns left the ring, walked through the crowd. Drew was still talking. Drew says he has a movie coming out, and in any future movies, Roman Reigns' only role will be that of a lifeless body. I LOL'd. I thought that was great. Shane looked concerned. Reigns showed up in the VIP room, beat up the Revival, beat up Drew McIntyre, threw Shane McMahon around. He beat up all 4 of these guys in the ring. All 4 of these guys could not stop Roman Reigns, but then I'm supposed to believe that these guys can beat him on Sunday night. Just terrible booking. Just awful fucking booking here. Reigns entered the VIP room. Shane looked concerned. Drew beat him up. As soon as he got his hands on Shane, Reigns slammed Drew into the fucking table of food. There goes Titus's fucking catering. Shane ran away back into the arena, toward the ring. Reigns caught him with a flying tackle at ringside. He beat him up some more. Then he speared him in the ring. Reigns then told Drew to crawl to the back and tell Drew he's going to whoop his ass on Sunday. Because Stomping Grounds is kicking ass and taking names. God-awful segment. I just don't care. If this is your final sell for this, I'm not interested. I don't know how anybody could be interested in this when we weren't interested in anything these men have done over the last 4 or 5 weeks. Spare me. This is only going to continue into Extreme Rules. What do you think is going to happen? You think Drew McIntyre is going to beat Roman Reigns clean? It's going to lead into Extreme Rules and there'll probably be some fucking handicap match where Roman gets his revenge in a no DQ match. Awful. Charlie Caruso was backstage with Bayley. Bayley was being accused of being made into a bully by Alexa Bliss. Apparently, she refused to take a picture with the fan because she was wearing a Nikki Cross t-shirt. I don't know about all that, but if she was wearing an Alexa Bliss t-shirt, I would definitely refuse to take a picture with her. Bayley said this has Bliss written all over it. She told Natalya and Naomi she has to go take care of it. Natalya wondered, because she was there with Natalya and Naomi, just for no reason. Natalya wondered if this was true. Renee said, no way. Graves said if it's on the internet, it must be true. Again, digging into the fucking fans of the product, because we're all blithering idiots, according to WWE. If it's on the internet, it must be true. Go fuck yourself, Corey Graves. The Iconics come out, and I want to change the channel, but I was hoping to see them lose the fucking tag team titles, so I didn't change the channel. Came out and talked about being in LA, home of the stars and the A-listers, just reciting this fucking terrible scripted garbage that somebody fed them 45 minutes ago. Makes sense that they would be defending their titles in LA. They wondered if there were no other tag teams available. There isn't. You're wondering if there's other tag teams available. There isn't. Then they brought up LeBron James and the Lakers again because that's WWE's crutch. They said that he was a champion, but then he teamed with the Lakers, and look how that turned out. They joked about him not making the playoffs because it's funny. Try to be heels, because you can't be heels in any other ways. You gotta fucking make fun of the sports teams. So, out comes Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, and this match goes 3 minutes. This was some of the most painful 3 minutes I have ever seen. This was god-awful. Billie Kay should have her wrestling license revoked. She is fucking terrible. God, she is fucking terrible. How these women are still tag team champions is fucking mind-boggling to me. Unreal. Now I know why Asuka and Kairi Sane aren't around anymore, because they refuse to get in the ring with fucking garbage. Thus we have Alexa Bliss. 3 minutes, the Iconics win. Bliss was in Bayley's face. Apparently Bayley was sitting in a fucking announcer's chair on the ramp just because. Well, back in the ring, Nikki was distracted by Peyton Royce. Billie Kay rolled her up for the win, as Alexa Bliss and Bayley got into a face-to-face. So, there you go. And now tomorrow on SmackDown Live, Bayley's going to be on a Moment of Bliss. Great. I can't wait for their fucking title match. After the match, Nikki told Bliss that she was right about Bayley. Bayley clearly used her, or whatever, has an issue with her, because tonight she crushed my dreams. She said at Stomping Grounds, I'm going to be in your corner and I'm going to watch you crush Bayley's dreams. So there you go. I would not be surprised if Nikki Cross cost Bayley the fucking title and we get Alexa Bliss as a women's champion on WWE. Firefly Funhouse. This one was a weird one, folks. This one was a weird one. Bray Wyatt was watering a plant on the outside of the Funhouse window. He said, everyone's mind is like a garden, which needs water and sunshine, and then ideas can grow. He said ideas are full of worms, and that's no good. He says parents always lie to them, lie to the kids and the people, such as telling them that the earth is round, and then we see a big red X over the round earth. Is WWE admitting that the earth is flat? I don't know. Certainly appeared it. So there you go with that one. Then he says the teachers lied to them because the dinosaurs are extinct. Have any of you seen the dinosaurs? And then they had a dinosaur cartoon figure, big X through it. Are they admitting that the dinosaurs never existed? Certainly sounded like it. So he said he built this world so that they can be all together and the fun never ends. The creepy puppets all said, join us. And then you had this weird, wicked chant of join us. Bray then got all sinister and said, people follow what they fear. The screen then flashed various creepy images of Bray in the mask. And then we seen the dolls, erase your mind, and the kids were singing, follow the leader, not Korn. But they were chanting, follow the leader. Then Bray showed up in his mask and said, let me in. And then he disappeared and the screen went to black. I honestly thought he was going to be in the fucking ring waiting for everybody. I thought he was physically going to be on Monday Night Raw in the ring just the way that went off in this particular segment. And he didn't. I'm glad he didn't. Because Bray Wyatt did not belong on this meaningless show. All these shows are really meaningless, but I would not put him on a show that is a go-home show before WWE Stomping Grounds. But I'm going to say this. I'm glad that he wasn't on Monday Night Raw. I know some people are going to be confused with what I said. I didn't want him on this show. I do want him on live television. I want to see him in the fucking ring. It's about time we get Bray in front of a live audience for the live audience to decipher what the fuck he is and who he's going to be moving forward. That's the next step. I hope that WWE has not gone too long with this, because it certainly feels like it. That's all I will say about that. Let's get him in front of a live audience so the crowd can tell us and tell everybody who he is, what they think, and what role he's going to play. Just like everything else, the WWE might have extended this to go a little bit too long, because it's certainly feeling like it should all come to an end sooner rather than later. That's all I'm going to say about that. Charlie interviewed Bryan and Rowan. Bryan said that he has a question for Charlie. He asked why no one has the common sense to take the chair out of Seth Rollins' hands. He's been on a rampage, but that's about to end. Again, Daniel Bryan just bringing logic to a show that has none. Seth Rollins has been wielding a chair all show and not one person hunted down Seth Rollins. No management, no officials, no agents. Hunted down Rollins to take this chair away from him. Unreal. So he's going to put an end to this. He said without a chair, he's not a better wrestler than me. And he said that he never defeated me and never will. Simple as that. Rollins versus Bryan with Rowan. Match went 1 minute, folks, before a big DQ broke out. Rowan claw slammed Rollins on the apron. Referee called for a DQ. Rowan and Bryan double team Seth. Kofi Kingston runs out for the save. I don't know why. The fuck does Kofi Kingston have to do with Daniel Bryan? New Day come out. You got Xavier Woods and Big E out there. KO and Sammy, the Revival, come on in. I thought we were going to get one big fucking 10-man tag out of all this thing. Thank God we didn't. Usos came out there. Just everybody's out there. So many logic holes. I can't even fucking go over them all. Why was Kofi out there putting his nose in Daniel Bryan's business when he has nothing to do with Daniel Bryan? This entire segment just kind of blew up the wildcard rule in one fucking shot. I don't understand what the fuck was going on. I don't know why this match was even happening. Why was this the main event of Monday Night Raw? So many questions and no answers. Why was this the main event of Monday Night Raw with nothing on the line? Unreal. So Cole said this match was going to be restarted. We did get the match restarted. Everybody was issued to the back. This match was going to take place again with no outside interference. There were some good spots in this match, man. There were some good spots in this match where I don't know why they were wasted on this nothing fucking match that had no importance to anything that's going on with current WWE TV. Bryan caught Seth's enziguri. Seth went for an enziguri. Bryan caught him, turned it into an ankle lock attempt. I love that. That's a great fucking spot. That's a spot built for a marquee world title match with meaning. That's a spot where you're going to go to late in the match and you're going to build anticipation. That's a high spot of a match. Done here in a nothing match. Seth tried to power out. Bryan turned it into a German suplex. Seth rolled to the floor. Bryan connected with a flying knee off the ring apron to the outside. Hit Seth's head. Back in the ring, Bryan climbed the top rope. Seth leapt up, met Bryan, gave him a superplex, turned it into the Falcon's Arrow. But before that, Bryan countered with a label lock. Again, all these spots happening, and these are big moments for a title match that should have meaning. So Seth got his left foot on the bottom rope, forced the break. Right back at it, near falls. Seth sold a shoulder injury as he climbed the top rope, went for a big splash. Bryan lifted his knees. Bryan then put another label lock on Seth Rollins. Seth escaped and landed a stomp for the 1-2-3. Michael Cole says, talk about building momentum. Do you need to build momentum with Daniel Bryan losing? I don't understand it. Do you need to build momentum with a nothing match? You had nothing else to go on in the main event spot. Did you really need Seth Rollins to fight 6 days before the pay-per-view? So Seth Rollins wins. 15 minutes. Decent match. Meant nothing. Seth admired his title. On the stage, Corbin attacked Seth because he had to get his revenge. Corbin attacked Seth from behind with a chair. Beat him up. And there were 3 chair shots. One chair shot came so fucking close to the back of his fucking skull. It sounded ridiculous. To a spot where Mike, what's his name? John Cone. It wasn't Mike Chioda. It was John Cone. The referee, as soon as that chair shot was hit on Rollins' back, the back of the fucking chair nailed him right in the back of the head. John Cone was right in there asking if Seth Rollins was okay. I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but I certainly did. And it looked like that shit fucked up Seth Rollins. Back in the ring, he ate an end of days, and that was it. Baron Corbin picks up the Universal title. His music plays to end Monday Night Raw, and we can all assume that Baron Corbin is not going to be the Universal Champion coming out of WWE Stomping Grounds, because that's the way the show went off the air. Baron Corbin's holding the Universal Championship. The last thing that you see on the Go Home show, that means he's not winning the Universal Championship on Sunday's show. So I guess we have that to look forward to at least. But I do anticipate Brock Lesnar being the special guest referee. That is my prediction. We didn't get the answer as to who was going to be the special guest referee. I guess they're saving it for Sunday because they have to find some way for the people to watch this show. Because the way the show is presented right now, there's absolutely nothing that is going to get you to watch that show on Sunday night. So that is what they're going with. I'm getting out of here, guys. Thank you so very much. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up. And follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Harrys.com/scripts for your free trial. Audibletrial.com/offthescript for your 30 days free and 1 free audiobook of your choice. And if you guys missed Off the Script this past weekend, link is in the annotation, that little eye in the top right corner. I'm getting out of here, guys. Thank you so very much. I will see you all for SmackDown Live on Tuesday. And I would say I hope it's a good show, but the Go Home show for Stomping Grounds, I'm not anticipating much. I'll see you guys then.